Welcome back. US President Donald Trump was tipped to make a major announcement on peace negotiations with Iran today, but instead he said he's in no rush to make a deal. In a new post, Trump says the negotiations are constructive, but Tehran does not understand they cannot develop or procure a nuclear weapon or bomb.
The current US deal is on the table and it would open the Strait of Hormuz and a 60-day ceasefire would begin. American officials don't expect it will be signed today, but some say Iran is willing to give up its uranium stockpiles. Joining us now is Charles Kupchan, Professor of International Affairs and Senior Fellow at the Council of Foreign Relations. Good to have you with us again. So why isn't Trump in a rush? Wouldn't it be better to get the strait open as soon as possible?
Well, I think Trump is in a rush, but yesterday he jumped the gun. He tweeted out that he had talked to all the leaders of the Gulf countries, as well as Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. An announcement was imminent. Then there was no announcement. Then we wake up today, no announcement. The latest news I saw was there was an agreement in principle, but we don't know what's in the agreement. So the bottom line here is I think nobody really knows what the heck is going on here, including President Trump. And we just have to wait and see whether the parties are able to get this agreement over the finish line.
OK, so could you update us on where the nuclear materials are? Because they were supposedly bombed into oblivion by Trump last year. Do we know what's up with them?
Yeah, I mean, there are two separate issues here. One is the roughly 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium. And high means up to 60%. 90% is bomb grade. And as far as we know, most of it is in a facility in Isfahan, which was bombed earlier by Israel and the United States and difficult to get at. We don't yet know whether the Iranians have said, yes, we're going to export everything. But apparently there's an agreement that they will get rid of it. The other issue, which we're not hearing anything about today, is the further enrichment of uranium. Will Iran be able to spin centrifuges? Will it be able to produce more enriched uranium? Those are both key questions that would allow us to judge whether Trump is in fact getting to a point where Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. We just don't have enough facts yet to judge.
Charles, the world economy is still relying on this Strait of Hormuz and the impact that it's having. If an agreement is signed within hours or within a couple of days, how quickly can the strait be reopened and be operating properly again?
Well, you know, when Trump says he's in no rush, that's actually not true. He's in a rush. And that's because his poll numbers are plunging. The price of gas here in the U.S. keeps going up. Republicans are starting to defect. This war is not very popular here in the United States. He needs that strait opened. Once an agreement is struck, you still have to clear the strait. You have to create a mechanism for passage through the strait. And even after you have ships passing through the strait, it's going to take months before you have oil and gas going back into the supply chain. So I think you can see a market reaction early on in which the price of oil goes down. But to actually get us back to an oil market that looks more like pre-war, that could take the balance of this year.
Months. OK, that's interesting. Thank you very much for that.